Hello everyone, we're going to go over my Everfree Northwest bingo card and kind of go over how everything went. It's also a great way to recap the time that we had. Everfree Northwest is always one of my favorite cons of the year, and we had an amazing time. It was amazing. So let's go over our bingo experience. We did get several bingos. Space-wise, we did sell all the pony beanies. That one happened on the third day just because I didn't finish all the beanies I brought until the third day. But once I finished those, we sold out of those immediately. And one thing I'll do is if someone asks, hey, did you bring like Tempest? I'll say yes. And then they usually pay for it. And then I'll work on that one next at the table. And if I don't finish at the table, I'll have it the next day in the morning for them. So that's a great way to also sell some beanies, and they get their beanie that they want by doing the pre-orders. Someone asked for a hug. That happened immediately. I don't remember who was the first one. There was just so many hugs this weekend. So we definitely grabbed that one. That one was literally the first one that we hit, other than, having fun. Go home with one less suitcase. Yes, we hit that one. We would have gone home with 2 less suitcases, but I brought 3 big ones and only 1 medium-sized one, so only one of them could go inside the others. But it ended up working out because of the cyber attack that hit the Seattle port. We made sure to prioritize the most important things in the carry-ons, the things that we couldn't replace, the things that we would need for the next con that we didn't have like extras of or anything like that. So that extra space ended up being a good thing because we just put a lot of the stuff in the suitcase and rearranged a bunch of things. The lady at the suitcase check-in desk for Alaska Airlines was super sweet. She noticed one of her suitcases was rather light, so she asked if we needed to like rearrange some of the stuff, and we said no, we waited. But we really appreciated that. She was so super sweet. Someone starts the bing bongs. We did not hit that one. That's the one where in the My Little Pony A New Generation movie, the unicorn race is superstitious. So if someone says things like magic or relating to the powers that they lost, they'll start saying bing bong and doing like a little jinx dance. And at a lot of pony cons, if someone says magic or something like that, you'll hear people going bing bong, just like as a little joke, a little meme. And I didn't hear it. That doesn't mean it didn't happen, but I didn't hear it. So I didn't get to mark that one down. Someone says they watch my videos. That one also happened pretty much immediately. I don't think I remembered to mark it right away in the video, but that one was pretty immediate. I had a lot of people saying that they watched my reels, especially the upcycling of the old plushies to like give them better hair, shape their faces, restuff them. A lot of people really like those. So we did get that one. Hear the Smile song. That actually took until closing ceremonies. At the closing ceremonies, one of the con chairs, Thornwing, he was talking about how when he was at the BronyCon that took place in China this year, he was helping judge the cosplay contest, and the power went out. And when the power went out, all the people stood up and started singing the Smile song. And like, even though they didn't speak the same language, everyone was singing the Smile song in English, and they were singing it too. And it was like a great way for everyone to connect using My Little Pony. And it just sounded like such an amazing moment. He showed a video of it, and it was great. And there's a part in the song where Pinky takes a moment to like reflect about how she's not always happy. Sometimes she's sad, but then she remembers her friends and it makes her smile. And it was like when they got to that part in the song, the lights came back on and it was like a big triumphant moment. So very beautiful, very awesome. But that was the first time I heard the Smile song. I'm sure it was absolutely played at other points during the con, but that one got marked. This one, I went ahead and marked it even though we didn't get it, just because my Square terminal refused to work. I don't know what the issue was. It like would keep disconnecting, and I just didn't have the time to mess with it because things were so busy and crazy at the beginning. So I just set it aside, and like it kept giving me errors, technology and all that. It was probably just connection issues, maybe to do with the cyber attack on Seattle, although the con takes place in Bellevue, so maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. The Square terminal refused to work, which meant tips just weren't going to happen. We had too many sales happen where if they wanted to give a tip, they didn't have the option because we were just using our backup little Square one, which I always bring a backup reader if you have the Square terminal, because technology will sometimes just refuse to work, and sometimes an update will take forever, so it's always good to have multiple methods. So we ended up just saying forget it and just leaving it in the room. We just did not have time to deal with it. I decided that sewing was more important than the Square terminal, so we put that away. We did still get some tips, but there was no way we were going to hit this number, so I just marked it off because we still got some tips, and that's awesome. And so yeah, I just went ahead and marked that. Make a sale in my online shop did happen on Sunday during the con when I had sold out of more of the things. That's when we hit that one. I do have my iPad showing a slideshow of different beanies that I have made that are available on my shop with business cards, so that way people can buy them on my shop if they're sold out in my convention booth. So we did make some online sales on Sunday, and we've continued to make a few over the weekend. So once we get back from Colossal Con East, we'll be getting to work on all these orders and getting those finished and shipped out. And then sell one person 25 plus buttons. This happened to several people. A lot of people are buying 20, 25 buttons. We sold out of a lot of different characters, but not the ones you would expect. We sold out of Trixie. We sold out of Derpy, which Derpy always sells out. And then we sold out of Flim and Flam, of all ponies. So it was really interesting to see which ones people were grabbing. Prince Whatever played Solidarity. I saw that on someone's video. My husband wasn't feeling so well, so we ended up leaving the concert a little early. I'm glad I got to see at least some of it because I love My Little Romance, Prince Whatever, Melody Brony, Everfree Brony, and Whirlwind. So I love them. I love seeing them. I've seen them every time that they performed at one of the pony cons. So I'm glad I did get to see some of his songs. But yeah, my husband wasn't feeling good, so we just grabbed some food and went back up to the room to chill, and I did some sewing. But I did see a video that he did play at the convention, so we got to mark that one off, which there is a bingo right there. And then speaking of bingos, we also have one this way. I sold the Task Manager plush. Once I was able to move her over and get her where people could see her, she did sell, which I was surprised. I did not think she was going to sell at this convention. That's why I made it a bingo spot, but I am glad she sold. I learned a lot from making her, and I still want to make her and Clover again from Deltarune. I love Deltarune, so I do want to make them again sometime and use what I learned to make them like even better. But yeah, we did get to sell her. Wind panel, this one is probably my fault. I hadn't heard it yet, and I figured I'd hear it at my panel, which I did. You can see in the video that like I accidentally had my video recording. I thought I had turned it off because I was trying to capture the wee wee that someone brought, which is a little stuffed animal. It's like a little meme animal. If you look up Pee-Pee on YouTube, you'll see tons of different commercials. That's Peepy. They're very cursed, but I love them. But I had said on the Plush Pony Discord that no one had wind paneled me yet, and I was really surprised. And I don't know why I said that. Why did I say that? Because then after that, it just, the floodgates were open and I got it so much. So this one was my fault. We did have fun. We had lots of fun. Fun was had. It was a great time. Someone gives me a candy. That happened also pretty immediately. I had Beefish and Atlas Apparatus both made Hibiscus Stitch candy bracelets with my colors. And they're so cool. I wore them all weekend long. I love those. And of course I got candy bracelets from several other people, and I love them. I have a huge thing of just candy bracelets people have given me at various cons, and I totally like swap them out and wear different ones every convention I go to. It's just a good time. I love candy bracelets, It's such a fun thing to do and a fun way to like interact with people if you don't have like badge ribbons. Asked to repair a plushie. I did that. I fixed I think her name is Sweet Biscuit. It's one of the background ponies. I didn't know about her until this con. Her tail just needed some reinforcing. She's a huge plush, very loved, very well taken care of. And they wanted her tail reinforced. There was just some loose thread, so we got that all fixed up. And then there was a Pom Pom, I think is her name. She's the sheep from Them's Fighting Herds. And we fixed her ears and tail because the thread was starting to show, and that way they're nice and reinforced. And then we also fixed a beanie Fluttershy I bought at one of the cons from last year. It just had a thread that got loose, and so I fixed that up, so that's no longer an issue. I know there was more. There was a lot more. I know when I was fixing the Sweet Biscuit, because she is huge. She's one of the like big laying life-size plushies. I had trouble figuring out how to like get her to fit in my booth. So I was like rotating her slowly while I was sitting down. I had to pull my seat back from the booth a bit so I didn't knock anything. She was fun to work on. And then I have him here with me, but I was asked to repair one of the Luna's Night Guard Bat Ponies plushies. The gentleman D-Wuna is his username that asked me to repair it. He has that as his like motorcycle travel companion, and so you can kind of see here on the donut pusheen, the little whiskers are two pieces of fabric that are like fused together, and so because of the wind on the motorcycle, they had just started to come apart a bit. So he asked me if I could like use embroidery floss and come up with a way to get that to stay down and do like some sort of like special embellishment. So when I get back from Colossal Con East, I'm gonna see what I want to do for that and get him a nice plushie. I think what I want to do is use silver or a similar color that's already on the plushie to make little moons and stars. That way it'll help hold it down and look perfect for how he is in the show. So not 100% sure yet. I've been workshopping some ideas, but I'll be fixing that up for him after I get back from Colossal Con East. So I think that's all the plushies are repaired. There's probably more. I always repair several plushies every convention. I always say that pony plushies are like the fursuits of the furry fandom, the pony plushies to the pony cons. That's how they are, because everyone has pony plushies, and a lot of people are recognized for the pony plushies that they have, and like they are the stars. You saw in the vlog where I had like the huge heaping pile of them. It was great. It was a really fun time. And so I always try to offer repair services when I can. Just like at furry cons, there's always fursuit repair services that you can find, or like at anime cons, there's cosplay repair services. So I always try to repair plushies when I can. It's my way of giving back for everything that this fandom has done for me. See, a pony fursuit I haven't seen. There was a Hitch Trailblazer fursuit that was at the convention, and that was really awesome. Like it looked really good, and I hadn't seen that one before. I didn't see too many fursuits personally. I saw the Beast Cub dragon horse that's at several of them, and and then I saw the bat that has the yellow bones. That one's always super cool. But I didn't see too many. I know at Sequestria Fest there was a lot of fursuits, but there wasn't too many here. But I did see that one, and that one was pretty awesome. It tells me about their pony Sona or OC. That happened a lot. I always love hearing about people's Sonas and OCs, especially when they get really passionate about it. Not so much when like it's Friday and I'm busy, but if it's slow down and there's no one around, please. I love talking to people, and I love hearing about their Sonas and everything that they have to say about them. There's so many interesting stories. It's so much creativity behind them. And also, my husband was developing his mummy pony OC that he has, and it was really fun listening to him like develop her story more and everything. So that was a good one. See someone dancing with a pony plush. You can probably see that in the vlog, but there's a lot of pony plush dancing. Someone had a Sombra. There was a Rainbow Dash or a Lyra that someone was tossing and catching. So there was a lot of pony plush dancing. It was really fun. We did not get this one we were just shy of it. If I had been able to make some more plushies, I would have hit it. For me, I sometimes get like obsessed is a bad way of putting it. I don't know a better word to use for it, but I get really into a plushie that I'm making. And so like with the Pip that I made her shorter and chubbier, just like she is in the show, because she's shorter and chubbier than the other ponies. And I really wanted to do her wings how they are in the movie. I wanted them to be nice and fluffy. I wanted to do the pink layered on top of the white, and to keep her nice and soft, I wanted the wings to be able to stand up on their own without armature or wire. So that way she would be like perfect cuddly companion. And so I was able to get that to work out. And it took me like 3 days just working on the wings and getting them how I wanted them. I did that with all the plushies that I made. Like the batch of plushies that I made for Everfree are probably some of my best, because I just sat down and I went to town on them. The Misty, I gave her bracelet, and I think that's the best layering job I've ever done on her hair. I was able to find the perfect color yarn for her pink, and it fit with the other yarns, because I've been having trouble finding that exact pink that I need, and I finally found it. I never stopped searching for like the perfect colors, and I found it, and I was so excited to make her, and I think she came out just beautiful. Her mane and her tail are just awesome looking, and I burned the tips of them using a flame. You can kind of see that in the reel where I made her, and then I'll push it together so that way while it's still melting I can get all the bits together, and that way you don't feel the burnt end. Like if you just burn it and leave it, you don't feel the burnt end, because I fused the plastic together by touching it together. You can see that in the reel too. And so I did that with every single one of her strands of hair, and it came out really well because it's not shedding and it's just perfect. And then Sunset Shimmer, I put wire in her tail to help reinforce it, because it's huge. It is a huge tail, and it's a little weighty just because it's so big. So I put wire reinforcement in it so that way it helps keep its shape, it helps stay against the pony, and it lasts longer. And then her hair was just a pain to work with, because I was trying to go for maximum like accuracy to how it looked in the show, but also a way that like if it got squished out of place you could easily fix it. So I did put wire in her hair. I put it at the top and the bottom, and so it was able to like, that way it can keep its shape and then also lay against her head just nicely. She came out so good. She came out so good. And I when I had her in the suitcase, I brought her out of the suitcase, and I thought I would have to like get the wire and make sure it was nice and back in shape, but no, it kept its shape through the journey through the plane. So that was awesome. I just pulled her out and she was ready to go, and she actually sold before we even opened. I was setting up on that Thursday and she got claimed, and I asked if I could keep her so I could take like the portfolio picture of my table and also do the reel. And they were like super accommodating, especially since I didn't have my card reader on that Thursday. So as soon as I took the videos and the photos, I put her behind my table, and they picked her up right after opening ceremonies. So I'm very glad that she found a good home. And then we had Posey, who came out really good. I tried several different things for her hair, and I settled on the ponytails that I did. I updated the pattern from the last one I made, and it came out so good. She looks so good. She's so super cute, and I'm so glad that my friends Crystal and Fox were the ones that were able to snag her, because she's just so super cute. And like, I thought she was going to be a quick pony to make, but I ended up just getting really into the project and really digging in and taking my time. Who else do we have? We had Dangerous Mission Fluttershy, and she's one that I had made in the past at a different con like 3 years ago. And so I really wanted to upgrade her, and I really feel like I did. I really feel like I did a lot of different new techniques with her. I was able to get her looking really good, and I'm really happy with the improvements that I was able to make with her. I still need to edit all these photos of the plushies. And then I had Future Twilight, and she was a pain to make. Oh my gosh, all the different pieces and everything. And the pony plush Discord server, I was like just aggravated and annoyed the whole time, going, what is up with your hair? I'm so tired of staring at her, because when you're making a plushie, generally you are staring at like reference images, so you end up looking at these things for like hours. So I remember just getting so fed up looking at her, but she came out awesome. I didn't really get that great of photos of her or anything like that, just because she is over 30 inches long, and she is, oh gosh, how tall is she? I think she's over 18 inches, 18 to 20 inches tall. She's huge, and so she didn't fit in the light box. So I ended up not getting the best pictures of her, sadly, but she found a great loving a home. Several people said they saw her going around the convention during the weekend, and that made me really happy to hear. So those are the ones that I made. I made those 6 ponies, and like I had all the pieces cut out for Spitfire. I just didn't get to her because I was making those guys, as well as making some beanies too. And then I also had Jazz Hooves. I had her fully embroidered eyes and cutie mark, and I was going to start working on her, but I decided to stop because she has this sash. I didn't realize until I was looking at all the reference images of her that she's wearing a sash. I just never really noticed it. And that's the one thing, when you look at these reference images, you start noticing some things you didn't think you would notice before. So I decided to put her to the side until I can really dig into her sash and make it the way that she deserves. And also I want to get a special type of minky so she has her hooves the way they should be, because she always wears nail polish. So I wanted to get like a special print minky, and I just didn't have time to do that. So I decided to put her to the side. If I get into Cider Fest, she and Spitfire will be there. So if I had finished those 2, I would have hit this one. But unfortunately, I did make cuts, but it was just so that way the others could be top quality. And I'm really glad I did. I'm really glad I did, because the plushies that I had, they looked stunning up there. It was a really good setup, and I'm so glad that they sold out so fast and they found good homes. So we didn't hit that one, but that's okay. Like, we still did amazing. Like, I've been able to restock so many con supplies that I'm out of. I've been able to pay for several bills that I had. Like, I paid for my rent, and I was able to get a new dryer and a new vacuum cleaner. So yeah, we did good. We did great. So no concerns here. It was an amazing con. This one also didn't get hit. The AV and panel staff for the side room panel rooms was so good. And also kudos to the main stage ones. Like, there was no technical difficulties that I really saw from any of the panels that I went to or was on. It just all ran smooth like butter. And I also thought there would be some on my end, because for the first time for my husband's Magic the Gathering panel that I helped with, I used an HDMI converter on my iPad. So it plugs into the USB-C port, and then you can plug a HDMI cable into that and then run the iPad onto the TV. And I never had done that before. I had literally just picked that thing up the night before, because we had the good idea to do that. The current laptop that we have, he won at work, and so it's like the most basic generic laptop ever. And I usually bring it to cons because I don't mind if it gets broken or anything. It's just a cheap little laptop. But we decided to use the iPad because that worked a lot better than that laptop. That laptop can sometimes take a hot minute to load up. So that ended up working out just perfect. So yeah, no issues at all, which was great. It was a great time. And then we did see a herd of Fluttershy plushies. You can probably see a few different ones in the vlog. At the plush meetup, there was a huge stack of Fluttershy plushies. And then after my panel, I come out and there's just a bunch of people in Fluttershy gear holding their Flutter plushies. And if I had been able to go to FlutterCon, which happened on Friday night, we ended up not doing that. We went into the mall, got dinner, got the HDMI converter, and then went to bed and made some more beanies. I finished all my pre-orders that night too, we would have seen another herd of Fluttershy plushies. But yes, we saw so much Fluttershy love this con. It was really great. I did hit this one. I didn't think I was going to, but I did end up hitting it. I sold the last of my pink axolotl stickers throughout the con, so that was pretty awesome. Someone did pay in an unusual way. They handed me their little like dice bag of coins, and they said they wanted to spend as many of the dimes and nickels as possible. They didn't want to spend the quarters if they could help it. So I went through and I counted out all the dimes and the nickels, and they had $6. I did have to use a quarter to hit that 6, which they were okay with. And then they picked out 6 buttons to get for that. So that was my unusual way. I didn't get any $2 bills this con. Usually every con I get $2 bills, and my roommate collects them, so I usually end up giving him the $2 bills, but no $2 bills this time. But that was definitely an unusual way to pay, so I counted it for this spot. See an unusual character plush. So this one I hit during the plush meetup, which I expected I would. And the first one that I saw, the one that really made this spot for me, was I saw one of the Apple family members that you like never see. You might see her on like the mystery bags, but that's it. She's only in like the reunion episode and then the first episode where like all the Apple family are together. She's I don't know what her name is. She's the yellow one with the green braids, whichever one that is. I do not know all their names. I am so sorry. But I did see her, and she was the first one where I was like, okay, this is something I have never seen before. This is the unusual plush slot. Someone came up to me and said that their plush would win this slot, and if I had seen them first, they definitely would have. They had Pear Butter and Bright Mac, the Applejack parents, together, and usually you don't see both of those together. You'll see a lot of Pear Butters, but you don't really ever see Bright Mac, so that was a really fun thing to see. And then just there were so many unusual plushies and awesome plushies there. Like there was a sea pony Silverstream that was just really awesome. The way that her fin hooves were done were perfect. So that was definitely the slot that I got for this. That was the first one that I saw, so that's the one I'm counting for it. And then Sell All My Big Pony plush, I was able to hit that in the first hour and a half to 2 hours. I was able to sell all the pony plush, and I didn't think the Big Twilight was going to sell because she's the most I've ever charged for one of these, but with the amount of work that went into her, I felt that it was definitely warranted the price that I had her at. So I'm really glad that she was able to find a home. So we did sell all of our Big Pony plush, and I wish I could have made those 2 other ones, but it is what it is. I'm glad that I held off because there's no way I could finish the Spitfire in time, and I'm glad I held off so that way I can make Jazz Hooves her nice, good self and not just settle. So that is our bingo card. So it looks like we have bingo this way, and we have bingo this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. We got a lot of bingos. So that was just a really fun thing to do. I definitely plan to do this for future cons as well. I'm not sure if I'll go over it in detail, but I know a lot of people were really interested in finding out how the bingo card went. I even had people during the con ask me how the bingo card was going, and I was able to take it out and show them. And then next time I might print it out so that way it's a little more official looking and not just marker and my notebook. But this was just a fun way to do the con. I don't think I'll make one for Colossal Con East just because I don't have much time before it starts. But for Carolina Fur Fair and the cons that I have after that, definitely going to make more bingo cards. This was a great time. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all of your support at the con and just watching my videos and being excited for the bingo with me. But yeah, you guys are awesome. I am very tired and we have a lot of con prep to do for Colossal Con East. Until next time, take care guys.